Hey there, ladies. Welcome. Happy Monday. So hopefully a couple of you guys will come on here live with me today. So we are here live and we're going to be talking about how to reverse the damage that dieting can do to our metabolism. So this is something I know all too well. I'm someone who used to be a yo-yo dieter. I went through phases of going up and down, actually up to 30 pounds at sometimes, constantly losing and regaining the weight. And it just puts you in this never-ending diet cycle to where you're not only struggling with going up and down with your weight, and that can cause all sorts of things like emotional and mental stress, but not only that, but it causes actually a lot of stress to the metabolism as well. And this is when we find ourselves in this 1,200 calories a day. Maybe we're subsiding on just one meal a day, whatever the case may be, but you haven't seen any results. So this is how we know it's not just a calorie deficit, ladies. If we chronic diet, the problem is that this can cause stress in the metabolism. And whenever our body is under stress, then our body is going to stop responding to things like exercising and diet. So it's really important to know how you can get out of this cycle of constantly losing the weight and regaining it back, doing things like diet variety, doing things like reverse dieting is what we're going to be talking about today. And these are some fantastic ways that you can get past the weight loss plateau. So I'm really excited to share this with you. So ladies, if you have any questions today, make sure that you pop into the comments and let us know what your questions about reverse dieting, what your questions about getting off the weight loss plateau are, and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. So here is what happens whenever we diet. So the whole eating less and exercising more, I should say, is the classic dieter model, and it is an approach that will work wonders for a short period of time. So if this is your first weight loss attempt, because I know for me, the first time I started adding things like exercise in, I started making some changes to my diet, I immediately started to see some results. And it was fantastic. I got a really good result, actually within a pretty short amount of time. But what happened is that I kept pushing. I wanted more and more results, so I kept depriving myself more and more and more. And then finally, I stopped seeing the results. And not only that, all that restriction was starting to cause me cravings. And when I started to cave into those cravings, I would find myself doing periods of restricting followed by periods of overeating. And then this is where I started doing things like yo-yo dieting. So it can be a really vicious cycle. And over time, that can cause stress to the metabolism. So our body will start to stop responding to that decrease in caloric rate because our metabolism is designed to actually find homeostasis. So our metabolism is meant for us to adapt. So whenever we constantly are on this calorie restriction, our body will actually start to adapt to that decrease in calories. Your body will start to be able to figure out how to run the body on less fuel, less calories. So that can actually lead to a decrease in your metabolic rate. So over time, your body is just going to start to burn less and less calories. And that is exactly how we find ourselves months, years on these low calorie diets, but we have nothing to show for it. So basically what we're doing, we are starving ourselves for no reason at all. So the way to get past this is to add diet variety and also a technique that I'm going to share with you guys today, which is reverse dieting. So we're going to go over both, okay? So here's what you guys want to do. So ideally, what you want to do for not just for fat loss, but also for maintenance, you want to have periods of time where you are cycling periods of a calorie deficit with periods of a calorie, basically you're just going to be isocaloric, meaning that you're going to be just eating what you expend each day. So basically you're going to have some times of a calorie restriction to where you're eating less calories than you are taking in, and then cycling that with days or periods of time where you're eating just basically what you expend roughly each day. What this does, it helps your body to stop adapting, right? So it's very much key in order to have those cycles of less periods of less calories cycled in with periods of more calories. And although this is a longer term process, ladies, this is a fantastic way to prevent future fat loss plateaus. Even though it's a longer term process, this is a fantastic way in order to not only lose body fat, but also to keep it off. So that's the first one I wanted to go over. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. I'm not going to go into that too much today, but you can either do like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So maybe you do more of a calorie deficit for 2 weeks, followed by 2 weeks of an isocaloric where you're eating just roughly what you expend each day. Then you could also do things like, or you can do something like maybe you eat more on the days that you're exercising more intensely, and then on your rest days, what you're going to be doing is eating in a calorie deficit. So that is another option that you can do. Now, I will say sometimes you're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive. So if you're someone who has been dieting for months, maybe even years, you might have to do something called reverse dieting. So this is something that I like to teach with my online coaching programs. Is basically what you're going to be doing. You're going to be gradually increasing your calories to where your body can handle those periods of time where you're going to be eating isocaloric. So what you're going to want to do, if you're someone who's eating like 1,000 calories a day, maybe you're just eating one meal a day, you'll want to do this with a careful eye. So basically what you're going to be doing is slowly increasing your calories. Because here's the thing, ladies, is a lot of times whenever we're in this long period of time of restricting our calories, what can happen, we're going to stop seeing results. So what we need to do in order to get that metabolic rate, because that is what happens over time, that metabolic rate will start to slow. So it makes it really difficult in order to have our metabolism where it is functioning properly and is burning the calories it needs to burn in order for you to make a calorie deficit. So you're going to train your body to be able to take more calories in. And ladies, this is something that I've actually did before. So I'm at a point in my life to where there is times where I can actually eat 1,900 calories a day without any gain in fat mass. So it's really a careful process of basically just gradually increasing your calories by about 100 calories a week. So if you're eating about 1,000 calories a day, what you'll do, you'll start week 1, you're going to eat 1,100 calories. You're going to do the following, okay? So this is how you're going to monitor your progress. So what you're going to do, you're going to monitor your progress by checking in with your body composition. So you can do this by, of course, you can use the scale, but I highly recommend that you're doing something else, such as maybe some measurements and also some body composition analysis if you are, if you have that available as an option. But you definitely want to check in with your progress, okay, and see how your body is responding. You might have a little bit of fat gain. If that is the case, what you can do is back off a little bit. So maybe you go back down to the original calories, okay? So you just adjust how you go. If your weight stayed the same, then it's probably okay to go up another 100 calories. So keep doing this until you can get to that point to where you need to be. So here's how you're going to know where you need to be. What you can do in order to figure out what your average calorie expenditure is, and of course it's going to be an estimate, and also what you need to do in order to make a calorie deficit. Get a MyFitnessPal account, okay? So you're going to set up MyFitnessPal, completely free, guys. This is a great platform where you can track your calories. So if you need to find out where your calorie expenditure is, simply create an account, and then you're going to, once you set up your account, you're going to plug in your information such as your weight, your height, your activity level. It's going to prompt you all these questions about your lifestyle and also your stats. So what that's going to do is going to spit out a number to where you'll have your calorie expenditure. So what I would do this 2 times. So I would do this to where, say you wanted to just maintain your weight. So that's going to give you a number of what your calorie intake should be in order to just maintain your weight. And then what I would do, I would actually do that again with the goal of losing about 1 pound a week. So that way you have your numbers of where you're at as far as to maintain your weight, and also you have a number to where what you want to shoot for as far as for weight loss. What you want to do is gradually try to work up to the calories that you need to maintain. So you want to do this slowly, so that way your body doesn't freak out and just start gaining fat, right? But you can actually train your body slowly but surely to start increasing those calories to where you can actually eat at a maintenance level without the risk of gaining fat, okay? So this could be a very long process, just depending on whether you're okay or not with gaining just a little bit of fat, possibly, okay? Not everyone's going to respond in that way, but we need to understand that this is going to be a trade-off in order to have a better functioning metabolism. So once you're able to work yourself up to that higher caloric intake, to that maintenance level calories, then you can start to implement things like the calorie cycling that we're talking about. But here's the thing, guys, if you're constantly eating 1,100 calories, 1,200 calories, you're always in this low calorie mode, before you start doing things like cutting your calories more or trying to do things like calorie cycling, I highly recommend that you try the reverse dieting. Slowly but surely work yourself up to a higher caloric intake, as basically what you're going to be doing is working up to your maintenance calories, okay? Because a healthy metabolism, ladies, is going to allow you to have those days where you're not eating in a calorie deficit. A healthy metabolism is going to be where you can easily bounce back and forth between days of calorie deficit with days of isocaloric days where you're eating roughly what you expend without the risk of gaining fat. And that is, my friends, the definition of a flexible metabolism. Ladies, you want to be able to bounce back and forth between this, guys. You should not have to eat in a calorie deficit day in and day out in order to see good results. And in fact, that can actually backfire. So what we need to understand is that a calorie deficit, yes, is in fact needed for a calorie deficit. But if we're doing this day in and day out, we're not seeing the results anymore, then we know that more than likely our metabolic rate has taken a nosedive. So in order to get that metabolic rate back up, we have to do things slowly, like slowly add those calories in, slowly add more carbohydrates in to where our body is able to adapt to that, okay? Then you can do things like intermittent fasting. You can do the things like adding periods, maybe just a short amount of time of eating less and exercising more. That way, when you do those strategies, you're able to see the results that you want to see. So guys, hopefully this was helpful today. Let me know if you have any questions. I also want to remind you, ladies, that it is the last week to sign up for my new group coaching program, Meal Prep and Macros, where we talk about all the things, meal prep, how to prep easy, delicious, healthy meals, and also all the thing macros. So we talk about things like boosting your metabolism, getting things like sugar cravings under control. And I also teach advanced nutrition strategies such as intermittent fasting, calorie cycling, and also things like reverse dieting. So ladies, if you feel like you are off track with your nutrition, if you're doing all the things, you're going to the gym, you're making changes to your diet, but you're not seeing the results that you want to see, I highly recommend this group coaching program. It's super affordable. You guys can pay monthly, and what's great, there is no contract. So some of you guys might just need a month or two in our group. Some of you guys might want to do something longer term, like maybe 6 or even 12 months of the group coaching program. So I do have just a few spots left. We are starting on Saturday, May 1st, ladies. So with this group coaching program, you are going to get a weekly meal plan that is easily adapted, so you guys can easily make changes to your meal plan in order to suit your personal preferences, but also your dietary needs. You guys are going to get the inside secrets to fat loss. So we talk about all the things such as I teach the basics of macro counting. I also teach you guys things like the best fat burning foods, how to build a metabolic plate, and all the things metabolism and meal prep. In addition to that, guys, you are going to get online lessons that are super easy to follow that you guys can do in your own time to help you unlock your own personal weight loss code. And also you're going to have access to my group coaching platform where you can track your food. You're going to have access to a group chat, as well as messaging with me personally. So that way, if you would rather talk a little bit more one-on-one, if you have some questions, anything about the group program, or if you have any personal questions about your own questions that you might have about your nutrition, you guys are welcome to message me when you are a part of my group coaching program. So I'm super excited to launch this. I just hosted a challenge last month. It went really well. So I'm hoping to make this more like an evergreen type coaching program. So guys, I do have several ladies signed up. I have just a few spots left, so registration is open now until Friday, okay? Unless I run out of spots before then. So make sure that you guys, if this is something that you want to do, that you direct message me, let me know any questions that you might have about the program, and make sure that you sign up before Friday, okay? So I'm going to put the link to the group coaching program in the comments so you guys can check that out. And guys, if you have any questions about today, so we talked about all the things carb and calorie cycling, and also reverse dieting to help you reverse the metabolic damage done by dieting. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and hope you all have a happy Monday. All right, talk with you all soon. I'll see you later. Bye.